Yo, 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 what is up, y'all? My name is Robert Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And we are once again talking about college hoops in this video, and from Monday through Sunday last week, 5 days in the green, 2 days in the red, and we profited over 20 units. Man, we capped off Sunday really well, 3-2 against the spread, and man, if you guys watched that Wright State game, you know, we lost by the hook. We were laying 2.5. They won by 2. And they were shooting the game-covering free throw. And, of course, they missed with 0.5 seconds left. Did we deserve that cover? Probably not. But at the same time, when they give you that little kind of shining light of hope and then immediately suck it out of you, it's unfortunate for sure. But with all that being said, y'all, here on Monday, we have a tough, shorter slate. And I'm excited to get into it here. But before we jump into the picks, I do want to shout out today's sponsor, ProphetX. And this is one of my favorite sports betting platforms just because, again, it helps eliminate what I think is one of the biggest scams in the sports betting space, VIG. So often we're betting on minus 120 lines, minus 118, minus 115, and it really eats into your payouts over time. And what I love about ProphetX is that it does a really great job at alleviating some of that VIG. And if you do want to add that book to your rotation, again, it's a 1x rollover for the sign-up bonus that you can find down below. And on top of that, it's a legal sportsbook in the United States as well. But with all that being said, y'all, I'm ready to hop into these picks. All right, for our first bet of the day, we are heading down to the Southland Conference where we have Houston Christian taking on Nichols. And Nichols, these are our guys. They made us a lot of money on Saturday. We profited over 7 units just on their game alone because we bet on their money line, which was a near 5-1 pair. And when you're looking at this game, despite the fact that I do think that Nichols is the better team, and despite the fact that I think Nichols is playing some of the best basketball in this conference, I do really fear that hangover spot. And I know that's kind of cliche, but we've seen it several times, especially when a team is coming off of a massive upset win like that. And Houston Christian is no pushover anymore in the Southland. They've obviously had some bad years in the past 10, but when you look at this year under first-year head coach Craig Doty, they are absolutely on fire and playing some of the best basketball that this program has ever seen. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and take those 7.5 points here for 3 units for our first bet here on Monday. For pick number 2, we are heading down to the SWAC where we have Jackson State taking on Southern. And when you're looking at this game, obviously there's a clear win-loss discrepancy when you're looking at Jackson State record and Southern's record. And the big reason for that is what they do in non-conference play, because the SWAC model really is a model that tries to entice teams to schedule really high major opponents in non-conference play because they essentially need to fund their programs, and that's the way they do it. They take their L's out of conference, don't play any home games until conference play starts, and then you have kind of what comes out in the wash. And Southern has pulled some upsets over the years, and this year included. And when you're looking at Jackson State, you know, they competed in non-conference play relative to other SWAC teams. And in this matchup, you know, Southern is laying 7.5 points. That feels very inflated because I do think that these teams really aren't that far apart. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and take Jackson State, getting the 7.5 points here on the road for 3 units for our second bet here on Monday. For pick number 3, we're heading out to the CAA where we have Charleston taking on William and Mary, and Charleston has been kind of the top dog in this league yet again. Despite losing Pat Kelsey, despite losing their entire roster, they have brought in Chris Mack, they have brought in some transfers, and this team is once again just absolutely rolling in conference play. But when you're looking at this matchup against William Mary, last time out for William and Mary, they got absolutely embarrassed in a game that I guess you could call a look-ahead spot because of this game right here, but losing by 41 to Campbell, there's just no way to slice it. A very, very bad loss, even with it being on the road. And you got to wonder where their mindset is. I do think that this team has enough talent and has enough character from what I've seen just from comeback attempts that they can get back up off the mat here. And I do think that this short line is a little bit of an indicator here as well. So let's go ahead and take the 2.5 points with William and Mary for 3 units for our third bet here on Monday. All right, for our final play here on Monday, we are heading back down to the SWAC where we have Alcorn State taking on Grambling. And when you look at Grambling, they had their dream season last year. They made the NCAA tournament for the first time. They won a play-in game in the round of, or I guess the first 4. And when you're looking at this program right now, I think they're kind of hitting that hangover season or that sophomore slump because everything has been going wrong for them. And again, when you're looking at both of these teams and their win-loss records, you have to factor in how they go about scheduling non-conference opponents because they do try to schedule the best of the best to get paid, and I respect that. But when you're looking at them even in conference play, they have not shown up. And when you look at the other side at Alcorn State, this is a team that has really impressed me because not just their wins and losses in conference play, but who they've played, how they've played them, and they've played well against the top teams in this league. And when you look at their success over the regular seasons of years past, you know, this is a program that really prides itself in doing well in conference play. And you don't do well in conference play by dropping games to a team like Grambling. And we don't even need them to win here. They're getting 3.5 points. I say we go ahead and take them for 2 units for our final bet here on Monday. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video. And as I said last video, I want to give you guys a massive shout out because we are on a little bit of an upload streak here on YouTube where in years past I've been very, very spotty with my uploads. But the biggest reason as to why is because you guys are showing up. You know, you're showing love on the like button. The viewership numbers have been incredible. And in the comment section, I've really enjoyed interacting with you guys as well. Hearing about your bets, hearing about your questions, and just getting that general support is always a really big plus, and I really enjoyed it. And for that reason, expect more videos, expect more regular uploads. We might even mix in some other content here as well. But with all that being said, y'all, I really enjoyed this past week, and as I always say, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.